Imagine opening your eyes in complete darkness. You can't move. The air is growing thinner with every breath. Your hands press against cold wood just inches from your face. You scream, but no one can hear you. You're trapped 6 feet beneath the earth. As horrifying as that sounds, one woman's story has terrified people for more than a century. Her name was Octavia Hatcher, and whether every detail is true or not, her story remains one of the most chilling legends of the Victorian era. It was the spring of 1891 in the small town of Pikeville, Kentucky. Octavia lived a quiet life with her husband, James Hatcher, and had recently given birth to their first child. But their happiness didn't last. Just a few months later, their baby died from an unknown illness, leaving Octavia heartbroken. Friends noticed she became withdrawn. She rarely left her room and spent most of her days sleeping. Then her condition became even stranger. She fell into a deep coma-like state. Her breathing was almost impossible to detect, and her heartbeat was so faint that the doctors believed she had died. In the late 19th century, medicine was far from what it is today. There were no heart monitors, no brain scans, and no reliable way to confirm death. Doctors relied on what they could see and feel. If a pulse couldn't be found, the worst was often assumed. Octavia was declared dead. Because warm weather caused bodies to decompose quickly, funerals were held soon after death. Within days, Octavia was buried in the local cemetery as her grieving husband said his final goodbye. But only a short time later, something shocking happened. Several people in the same area fell into similar coma-like conditions. Unlike Octavia, they eventually woke up. Panic spread through the town. What if the doctors had made the same mistake with Octavia? Unable to live with the doubt, James ordered her grave to be opened. When the coffin was lifted from the ground, those present were horrified by what they believed they saw. According to local accounts, Octavia's body was no longer lying in the position in which she had been buried. Some claimed her hands had moved toward her face. Others said her fingers were blooded, and that scratches marked the inside of the coffin lid. To many people, there was only one explanation. They believed Octavia had awakened after being buried. Imagine the terror she might have felt if that were true. Alone in complete darkness, desperately clawing at the coffin lid while no one above could hear her cries. Whether this truly happened remains a mystery. Many historians believe the story became more dramatic over time, passed from one generation to the next. Others argue that medical mistakes were possible during that period and that coma-like illnesses could easily be confused with death. The truth may never be known. What is certain is that stories like Octavia's created widespread fear during the Victorian era. People became so terrified of being buried alive that inventors designed safety coffins fitted with bells and breathing tubes, hoping to save anyone who might wake beneath the ground. Today, visitors still stop by Octavia Hatcher's grave in Pikeville, wondering what really happened more than a century ago. Was she truly buried alive? Or did grief and rumor transform an ordinary tragedy into one of history's most haunting legends? Perhaps we'll never know. But sometimes, the most terrifying stories are not the ones that have all the answers. They're the ones that leave us wondering what if.